Hey, it's Coach Justin from Ultimate Baseball Training, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about how you can become a lockdown infielder and eliminate your errors. Without further ado, let's just jump right into it. All right, so first let's talk about errors. Are we literally going to be able to reduce or eliminate all of our errors? No, physical errors are going to happen, okay? But the major key that I want you to understand is although physical errors happen, mental errors should never happen. And what I mean by that is, look, we're all humans, right? We're not perfectly, structured robotic computer systems where we can field the ball perfectly clean every single time and read the hop perfect every single time, and then we have some sort of a catapult system with our arm, and so we make a perfect throw and hit the first baseman right in the chest every time. Guys, we're all humans. We're going to make mistakes. It just doesn't happen like that. You're going to have balls, unfortunately, go through your legs in your career. You're going to bobble balls. You're going to throw balls low to the first baseman. You're going to throw balls way over his head and sail him, right? Physical mistakes happen, but mental mistakes should never happen. And so that's the first key when it comes to eliminating your errors and really becoming a good infielder. What do I mean by a mental error? Well, how many times have we seen shortstop, second baseman, something like that, typically at the younger levels, and a ball is hit their way, right? A ground ball is hit their way, and they field the ball, and they kind of pull one of these shuffle things like they don't know where to throw the baseball, right? I guarantee you've seen that before, especially with the little guys. And that right there is a mental mistake. Or let's say shortstop, second base, they don't communicate properly, and a runner on first base steals and nobody covers the bag, and so the catcher throws the ball into the outfield. That is another example of a mental mistake. Or, not being in line or not even forgetting to be a cutoff man. Let's say there's a play at third base and you need to get your butt out to the outfield and be a cutoff man. Let's say you're just standing there doing nothing. That's obviously a mental mistake. And so physical errors, we want to obviously cut them down as much as possible, but they're going to happen. The big thing is we got to be mentally locked in. We can't make those mental mistakes. And ironically, the more mental mistakes we make, the more physical mistakes we're going to make as well. Let's get into the next tip, and that is if you want to be a lockdown infielder, you have to focus on having good posture when you're fielding ground balls. And your posture is going to change depending on, where the ground ball is. So a ball hit right at you, your posture is slightly different than obviously when you have to open up and make a forehand play or go back like this and make a backhand play. But let's just talk about the ball hit directly at us. I'm talking about posture, the fundamentals that you learn or you should learn at a young age. Things like, okay, obviously our footwork on a ball hit right at us needs to be right, left catch and then right, left throw. Okay, so that's a simple fundamental that you should have learned. So right, left, but as far as posture, obviously we want our hands, out in front, right? We don't want them straight down like this. We want our hands out in front where we can still see the baseball. Okay, so out in front with our hands, be on the balls of our feet, not up on our toes, not on our heels. We want to have our butt and our entire body low to the ground, but we actually want to focus on having our butt back, not necessarily down. We don't feel like this. We put our butt back like this. So then our back becomes flat. But you have to have good posture if you want to be a lockdown infielder, because the moment that you lose your posture, that's when everything goes bad. Let's take a bad hop for an example, right? A really tough play. The moment that things really go bad is not when the ball takes that bad hop, but how many times have you pulled one of these where you kind of flinch and you go like this? Well, immediately I went from good posture to bad posture. Is that good posture? No, I'm leaning back, my back's not flat, my glove's up here, my eyes aren't even on the ball because I'm flinching. And so if you want to be a good infielder, really dial in that posture. Do it at home in front of the mirror, do it in front of a video camera, but work on what you look like, your positioning on a ball hit right at you, a forehand and a backhand. Get that dialed in. All right, the next tip is get a good hop. Too many players have a ball hit to them and they just simply play kind of whatever hop is dealt their way, basically, right? It's kind of like, playing blackjack or poker. They're just playing the hand they were dealt instead of doing something about that ground ball. So what I mean is the ground ball's hit to them and they're kind of just like, well, I'll take a step in and then field it on whatever hop comes my way. And that's so often when you see those times and players, flinch and get handcuffed and bobble balls or, boot balls left and right, it's because they didn't create a good hop for themselves. Now, yes, there's going to be times when the ball is just hit really hard at you and you have nothing that you can do aside from get low and body it up and then, hopefully recover and make the play. But usually there's something you can do about it. Usually you can create a really good hop for yourself. So what is a good hop? Well, you either want to field the ball immediately after, it hits the ground, Or you want to field the ball kind of when it's high up here and it's easy to field. You want to avoid those tweener hops, those in-between hops where you do that flinch thing. You know what I'm talking about. I've done videos on this in the past, but you want to avoid those tweener hops. And you know, the best way to do that is just create your own hops. So sometimes, usually I recommend players moving in on the baseball, being aggressive and going and getting it, right? So that means, boom, the ball's hit, I'm gonna be aggressive and I'm gonna try to get around that baseball, create a good hop for myself and maintain momentum going towards first base. But sometimes it's necessary to, you know, boom, ball's hit and it's taken, you know, some high hops or something like that. Sometimes it's necessary to, boom, take a step back and field it. How many times have you seen a third baseman take a step back and field the ball like this down the line? They don't, you know, rush up and field that ball in a bad hop. No, they recognize, boom, in order to make this play a little easier on myself, I got to jump back here and field it like this. So you see that at every position. Yes, there's times when it's do or die and you just got to go for it. You got to try to, you know, make a tough play. It is what it is. But on most ground balls, create the best hop. Sometimes on a chopper, it's necessary to sprint forward and go get it. Sometimes it's necessary to take a step or even 2 steps back, right? And so create the best hop, a hop that's easy for you to handle. That's going to make you a much better infielder in a hurry. And one last quick thing on creating a good hop for yourself. Next time a coach is hitting you ground balls in practice, a great thing to work on is actually counting the hops immediately when the ball hits the ground. So what that's going to do for you is, boom, ball is hit, you can go 1, 2, 3, and you want to field the ball pretty much immediately when you say 3, and that's giving yourself a good hop. You're going to get into trouble when, or you know, it can be the 4th or 5th hop too. 3 is just kind of a made-up number, but you're going to get into trouble when you're kind of between numbers. So when you go 1, 2, 3, oh, that's when you're going to get in trouble. That's when you're going to get handcuffed. So time it to where, you know, let's say it's 4 hops, 1, 2, 3, 4. Time it to where right, left, 4, and you field the ball on a good hop. Another great tip is set up the play with your footwork. I see all the time, or I hear all the time, coaches talking about, oh man, that kid's got great hands. He's got soft hands, right? Hands, hands, hands. And in reality, yes, having soft hands is very important. Having the good posture is very important, but great infielders a lot of the time set themselves up to look great. They set themselves up for success with their legs, with their footwork. And so what I mean by that is, you know, sometimes a ground ball is hit your way. Does it make more sense to, you know, we want to get around the baseball ever so slightly to get our momentum going towards first base, but does it make sense to just get to the spot and, you know, get down in an athletic position and then wait for the ball to arrive to us, and then we're completely stagnant, we're stuck right here, then we have to overcome inertia to then, you know, restart everything to throw to first base? Does that make more sense? Or does it make more sense to set up the play with our footwork and time the ground ball with our footwork so we can go into that right left and really carry our momentum and be a smooth infielder? So what that would look like is, instead of getting to the ground ball and stopping, it would be, okay, this is a slower hit ball, I'm gonna get around the baseball, I'm gonna chop my feet, right, left, boom, and then I go into my right, left throw. You see what I did there though? I get around the baseball, and if I have to wait for it, I'm keeping my feet active, I'm staying low to the ground, keep my feet active, boom, so I can then go into one fluid motion. But set the play up with your footwork. All right, last tip, and quite honestly the most important tip: dreams don't work unless you do. So we can talk all day about infield tips, we can talk about posture, we can talk about setting up the play with your footwork, but dreams don't work unless you do. So what I challenge you to do is, instead of just watching this video, right, I want you to take the tips that I've taught you today in this video, and I want you to go to the field and actually apply them right now today. Small steps. I don't care if it's you go to the field by yourself, all your friends are busy, and you throw the ball off a concrete wall and you play wall ball. You work on your short hops, you work on developing those soft hands, forehands, backhands, things like that. I don't care if you go to the field with a partner and you guys work on, you know, from 5 feet away, working on, again, throwing short hops to each other, throwing forehands, backhands, hitting each other ground balls. Or I don't care if mom or dad or brother, sister, girlfriend, boyfriend, you know, coach, whatever, goes to the field with you and hits you fungo to ground balls. But all I really care about is I want you guys to go and actually put in the work, because dreams don't work unless you do. So that's it. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. And before you go, I want you to grab my free Bat Speed Boosters workout. This is a workout that you can start going through right now, and in the next few days see a dramatic improvement in both your bat speed and your power, which is what it's all about as a hitter. So this free Bat Speed Boosters workout, 100% free, no strings attached. All you have to do is click on the link in the first comment. I'll pin that link for you so it's easy to find. Just go to that page and you'll find out all the details there. Go ahead and do that right now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.